Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking some source material you sent in this really evocative short story called A House by the Sea.
Yeah, and we're going to unpack it, really get into the core insights.
Exactly. Our mission, if you will, is to explore the journey within this story. We're looking at grief, this unexpected inheritance, the search for solace, and ultimately how healing happens.
It's like peeling back layers, right? Seeing what this story tells us about those big themes, maybe even about ourselves.
So let's set the scene. We meet Sophie. She works in a hospital. She's completely burnt out, stretched thin.
Sounds familiar for a lot of people.
Right. Then, out of the blue, a letter. Her great Aunt May, someone she barely remembers, has passed away.
And left her a house by the sea in Nova Scotia.
But Sophie's first thought isn't, wow, a house. It's more like, oh, great, another thing to deal with.
Totally. Just sheer exhaustion, the idea of it feels like a weight, not a gift. It really takes this awful hospital shift for her to even consider it might be maybe an escape.
Okay, so she goes, she arrives. Let's talk about that arrival. The cottage itself. Well, it's not exactly the dream beach house, is it?
No, definitely not. The description is quite vivid. Smaller than she thought, a bit sad-looking, peeling paint, the fences rotting.
Porch sagging.
Yeah.
Yeah, not exactly inviting at first glance.
But then almost immediately there's this contrast. Despite the rundown look of the house itself,
The view.
the view and the feeling of the place, that gray and green sea, the smell, salt and pine, and she hears wind chimes that sound familiar.
It's like the location itself just grabs her, bypassing all that initial disappointment about the building.
Yeah.
A sensory hit.
Exactly. It connects on a deeper level almost instantly.
And that feeling kind of continues when she steps inside, right? She's probably expecting dust and decay.
But it's neat, clean. And there's the scent, lavender and wood smoke, comforting.
And then she finds the note from May. Just simple. I've kept this place ready for you.
You don't have to stay, but I hope you do.
Wow. Yeah. That lands differently than just, inheriting a property.
Yeah.
It feels personal, like a welcome.
It really does. It's this quiet offering, no strings attached. It feels like May understood something, maybe about what Sophie needed, a little bit of grace. You can almost feel Sophie exhale a bit.
So her logical brain, her plan A, is still sell it, get this off my plate, get back to the chaos I know.
Right. That's the practical move.
But what does she actually do? Not call a realtor.
Nope. She starts walking the shore, picking up shells, sea glass, little things.
And she starts making her coffee strong, which the story mentions is how May drank hers.
See? These little unconscious things, she's not trying to connect, but the place, May's presence, it's pulling her in. These small actions are kind of undermining her own plan.
It's the grounding, maybe, the feel of the shells, the ritual of the coffee. It connects her to the moment and to May without her even fully realizing it yet.
I think so. It suggests there's something deeper going on than she wants to admit.
Then we start discovering May's things. They tell their own story, like that drawer of letters May wrote but never sent.
Oh, yeah. To no one, specifically. Imagine that. Pouring out thoughts, feelings, just onto paper.
It hints at this whole inner life May had. Maybe lonely sometimes, but definitely needing to articulate things, even just for herself.
It's a form of processing, isn't it? We all do that in different ways. These letters are like a window into how May navigated her world, even in isolation. Makes you curious what she wrote.
And the T's. The collection of T blends with names like calm, storm, hope.
That's lovely. It's so intentional. Like she had this personal toolkit for managing her emotions.
Yeah, kind of emotional first aid kit, brewed in a cup. It speaks volumes about her self-awareness, I think.
Absolutely. A quiet sort of wisdom there. Something Sophie, running on empty, probably hasn't had space for in a long time.
Okay, but then there's the photo album. This is a bit weird. Smiling strangers who seem to know Sophie or recognize her.
That throws a curveball, doesn't it? It adds this layer of mystery. How did May know these people? Did she know more about Sophie's life than Sophie realized?
It makes you think about those invisible threads in families. Hidden connections, maybe stories May observe from afar.
Definitely raises questions.
And central to all this is the journal. Starts simple, daily notes, weather, birds.
Birds seem important. A recurring thing.
Yeah. But then it deepens, touches on grief. And then you get that really powerful entry.
The one about houses.
Yeah, about houses listening, holding broken hearts. That line, it feels like a turning point for Sophie.
Oh, completely. It's such a resonant idea that a place can be a container for our feelings, a witness, especially for Sophie, coming from a hospital, a place full of emotion, but maybe not designed for holding it gently.
Right. This suggests a different kind of holding. Passive. Just being there. It seems to really land with her.
It does. And after that, you see a real shift. Thoughts of selling just fade.
She starts doing things tentatively, painting a bit, making soup from one of May's recipes, rereading old books.
It's like she's slowly, gently reconnecting with herself, finding little sparks of joy, things her burnout had completely smothered.
Simple things, but they feel huge in this context. Reclaiming her time, her attention.
Exactly. Self-nurturing.
And the village is part of this too, isn't it? But in a very quiet way.
Very quiet, not intrusive, like the baker leaving stones.
Or Leo the fisherman, just that silent wave. No demands.
And crucially, no signal, no internet. That forces a different rhythm, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, a forced disconnect from the outside noise. It creates space, allows her to actually be there, turn inward.
A gift, really, even if frustrating at first.
Then Sophie does something interesting. She writes back to May in the journal.
Even though May is gone.
Yeah. It feels significant. Like she's finally starting to articulate her own feelings about being there, the anger, the confusion, but also gratitude.
It's a way to process, right, engaging with May's memory, but also with her own internal landscape, starting a dialogue with herself almost.
And then the storm hits.
Yeah.
Real physical storm. Scary.
And she draws on May's journal again. That line, the trick is learning to sit with the noise.
Using May's wisdom right when she needs it. It's not just abstract anymore.
It's like the external storm mirrors her internal one. And getting through the night in that sturdy little cottage, listening to May's words, that's a lesson in navigating her own emotional turmoil, too. Find a way to just be with it.
In the morning after, everything's washed clean, quiet.
And Leo leaves that little gift on her step. Seaweed, driftwood, a perfect shell.
Such a simple, beautiful gesture, no words needed, just connection. Support from this quiet community.
Underscores how solace can come in subtle ways.
Okay, so things are shifting. She's finding a rhythm. And then reality intrudes. The hospital calls. They need her back early.
Ah, the moment of truth. The pull back to the old life.
And she has to make a choice. She goes to May's writing spot on the cliff, thinks about it. And her response,
Not yet.
not yet. I'm still learning how to live.
That's
Wow.
a huge statement. It really is. It's her choosing herself, her healing over the demands that nearly broke her. A conscious commitment to this new path she's stumbled onto. It takes courage.
And the story weaves in these even deeper connections, almost subconscious ones, like the dream she has of her mother singing a lullaby.
And then realizing May knew it too, finding the melody written in the journal.
And she hums it to the waves.
Yeah.
It's like this thread of comfort passed down through generations, linked to this place, this sea.
A beautiful, unexpected link. It anchors her even more. Suggests this was maybe where she was meant to find solace all along.
So eventually she stops counting the days she's been there. The idea of selling the house is just
Completely off the table.
And she writes her own entry in May's journal. This feels like the heart of it for me. The sea doesn't fix you. It just holds you long enough for the pieces to remember where they belong.
That's it, isn't it? Healing isn't about being fixed. It's about finding a space, internal or external, that allows you to integrate, to become whole again. The sea, the house, they provide that holding space.
So she does go back to the hospital, eventually. But not to stay.
Nope. She resigns.
And her plans have totally changed. Community care, art therapy, and coming back to Nova Scotia, to the cottage.
And turning it into something more, the shoreline house. A place for others to find that same rest, that same healing.
Taking her own experience and extending it. It's a beautiful full circle.
It really is. Transforming her own healing journey into a sanctuary for others.
And the little details at the end, the hand-painted crooked sign for the shoreline house.
Accepting imperfection. Welcoming it, even.
And the shells that keep appearing on the porch every night. Like the sea itself is still offering gifts. It echoes May's idea about houses letting healing in.
It creates this sense of ongoing gentleness of nature and the space itself participating in the healing process.
Which brings us back to that final quote from May, which just sums it all up so perfectly.
Healing doesn't always look like change. Sometimes it looks like staying still long enough to feel your heart again.
Yeah. It's about stillness. Reconnection. Not always dramatic action. Just allowing yourself to feel. That's the core wisdom here.
A really powerful takeaway.
So looking back at Sophie's journey through a house by the sea, what stands out is, well, how healing doesn't always follow a straight line. It can come from unexpected places.
Absolutely. And the power of place itself, how a connection to a location, to the past, can be incredibly grounding and restorative.
And learning to find that stillness, even when life feels like a storm,
Hmm.
that feels crucial.
And for you listening, maybe think about those times you feel overwhelmed, pulled in too many directions. Sophie's story is a reminder that finding your own house by the sea, maybe not literally but metaphorically, can make all the difference.
That space where the pieces can settle. So the question we leave you with today is something to mull over. What space, what activity, what memory holds the potential for you to let your own pieces remember where they belong?
Something to think about.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into A House by the Sea.